my threshold for certain things is a lot, well, higher than maybe some other people out there, but I have reasons for that. And to understand why I am the way that I am and why I like what I like, you have to know me as a person. And I'm gonna break it down for you right now.
Across the long and storied history of YouTube, there has been a generally accepted list of do's and don'ts that help someone stay out of trouble. Some things that most YouTubers tend to steer clear of to avoid the ire of audiences are abusing copyright, lying, and, well, trying to get someone's family involved in petty YouTube drama. Now, what if I told you that there is someone that does all of these things and much, much more, and he's hiding in plain sight? Let's get to know Flamenco.
Nick, you're a fucking faggot.
Yeah.
FlamencoTV is a drama/political YouTuber with around 25,000 subscribers. He is a former host of Ethan Ralph's Kill Stream and a huge fanboy of streamer Mr. Mediker. Now, Flamenco first appeared on my radar a while ago through his many appearances on the show RFC After Hours, and if you've heard of Flamenco already before this, then there's a good chance that it's from here too because, well, his streams aren't getting very many views.
What's going on, big guy?
Throughout his online career, Flamenco has made a name for himself covering VTuber drama and Ethan Ralph's latest bowel movement. At a glance, there doesn't seem to be anything wrong, besides him being a little annoying in his boring streams, but when you look a little deeper, the cracks start to show themselves. Let's start off with the least wild thing first. Now, I've never actually been one to sit through a whole Flamenco stream because Jesus Christ, they're so boring. But before I started making this video, I wanted to give him a fair shot, so I went and watched some of his content, and oh my god, is some of this shit awful. Now, throughout his history on YouTube, Flamenco has gone after creators such as Pokimane and Hassan Piker for having streams consisting of non-fair use reactions. That made it all the more surprising to find that some of Flamenco's streams were not necessarily all that transformative themselves. There are multiple videos up on Flamenco's channel right now of him silently watching the videos of multiple creators, such as Stitch and Adam, Keemstar, and Augie RFC. Just watch this clip of him silently watching one of Keemstar's streams with minimal interjections.
Boogie won't actually be able to have a boxing match for at least a year from now.
Worski gets Worski's still on YouTube.
Keep in mind that this is the same guy who gets on his high horse and talks down to other creators that are engaging in similar behavior.
Currently, right now, and I guess he has to be doing it. He has to be doing it with, like, some sort of branding deal. Hassan's, like, watching MasterChef on stream with, like, 44K people. And there's just no way. There's just no way that, like, they're gonna get away with that for this.
Even excluding the inherent theft of these streams, they're just so boring, and I have no idea how anyone can sit through them. Well, I guess not that many people do. I mean, you can look for yourself.
But I gotta be honest, alright? When Flam does those game streams, he has like 50 viewers. His game streams, sitting there quietly playing other people's videos and listening to music, yeah, not impressive.
Now, if this were about most other creators, this would probably be where the video would end. But no, with Flamenco, there's so much more. Now, allegations have been a central part of commentary for as long as it's been around. There have been many situations that have spawned purely from the spoken word or accusation from someone close to a situation. Sometimes these kind of claims turn out to be very real, such as in the case of Lionmaker, but on the other hand, many times allegations are disproven beyond a reasonable doubt, such as in the case of Slazo. But regardless if an allegation is stated or restated, it is important to verify if there is any evidence backing up the claim. My point in bringing this up is to highlight the importance of not blindly accusing people of things that you cannot verify. On March 27th, 2022, Flamenco entered a debate with another YouTuber, Aiden Projects, on the show Commentary Bloodsports concerning a tweet that Flamenco had made restating the accusation of a Twitter user that the disgraced Twitch streamer Keffels committed the crime of embezzlement. Now, I would like to make it very clear right now that I am not a fan of Keffels, and not many people criticizing Flamenco for this tweet are either, but this tweet is fucking awful. Right off the bat, Flamenco took the word of a random Twitter user as fact. And his justification? Not that there was anything to back up that statement. No, Flamenco's justification for stating that allegation as fact was that the allegation itself is evidence.
What evidence? Like, the tweet, the allegation is out there. Allegations are evidence.
A tweet is not evidence. A tweet is not evidence.
Allegations are evidence. Allegations are evidence.
No, they are not.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Allegations are absolutely evidence.
Allegations are not evidence. That is completely absurd.
Allegations are absolutely evidence.
Now, for most people in the audience, I don't have to explain why this is fucking stupid. But to the people out there who don't understand, having the stance that allegations are evidence could lead you to believe some crazy things about people if someone just accused them of something randomly. In the debate, Flamenco seems to think that the burden of proof lies on the accused rather than the accuser. He even states that an allegation is credible until proven discredible.
Allegations are credible until they're proven discredible. You know what I mean?
This mindset could, of course, lead to some very bad situations. Situations that Flamenco would later experience himself. In June of 2022, doxers managed to find out that Flamenco had been a part of a Steam group that consisted of, well, people who liked the movie Cuties a little too much, which some took as him being involved with their degenerate behavior. They also managed to unearth a sealed court document relating to Flamenco somehow, which some assumed involved sexual impropriety. Flamenco would later go on the show The Kino Casino, run by Andy Warski and PPP, to discuss these allegations made against him. In this stream, PPP and another attendee of the show, Godwinson, relentlessly accused Flamenco of being a pedophile with, well, quite frankly, paper-thin evidence.
So what you're saying is that you don't have any evidence from the Steam thing at all.
Well, I mean, we have tons of evidence.
There's so many there's tons of evidence. Where's the evidence? Where's the evidence?
There's tons of evidence, but you don't want to see...
is the fucking evidence, you fat fucking Canadian.
You don't want to see the evidence proving...
Fucking show it to me, you fat piece of shit.
I can show you the evidence showing that you lied about Dimitri just now.
I don't fucking care about Dimitri, dude.
Doesn't that show that you're a liar?
The evidence from the Steam group.
Flamenco was easily able to convince the audience of his innocence due to the fact that PPP could not bring anything to the table other than his allegation. This situation went very well in my opinion. Flamenco was vindicated of the pedophilia claim made against him in the court of public opinion. But what if this situation was the other way around? What if Flamenco was put as the accuser? Due to his stance on allegations being evidence and the burden of proof being on the accused rather than the accuser, Flamenco would likely call someone in his own situation guilty, due to the allegations technically not being able to be disproved due to not being able to prove a negative. Flamenco has also made wild accusations against other people in the past, such as accusing George Floyd of rape.
We had riots over a guy who like put a gun to a pregnant woman's belly and raped her.
He didn't rape her, he robbed her, but I see her.
I've heard, I don't know.
You've heard? Oh, so it's okay to just falsely accuse people of that, okay.
Well, he's also dead, so.
Accusing Doc on the radio of being fake.
You asked about movies.
I have a good idea of who the fakers are right now. It's been very helpful.
Well,
you
Doc,
think I'm
if
fake?
you want to know where those lyrics are from,
you particular, Doc? Yes.
Damn. Coming from Flamenco.
And maliciously spreading the false rumor that Salvo Pancakes doxed him on Crows of Judgment's stream, which Augie RFC later discussed.
It's worth noting that Flamenco made a direct allegation against Salvo on one of my biggest shows I did this year with the Axeman.
Fuck Salvo, by the way. I think Salvo like went on to Crows of Judgment's thing and apparently doxed me in front of like 38 people.
Whoa, hold on. What? Wait, what?
What?
That's what people were telling me in the chat. I'm not entirely sure yet. I haven't watched it yet.
Oh, that's what people were telling me in the chat. I'm not sure I haven't watched it yet, but I'm just gonna say fuck them on a stream at 2,000 viewers. A guy that I've openly, like, disliked and thought is, like, a terrorist or something, right? He by the way, he walked this claim back.
Unseen at 5, we have also accused Salvo of doxing on Crow's stream, when Salvo has never been on Crow's stream. Also, MC Jarbo made a song about Matt Jarbo raping kids. Is this true? You accuse Salvo of doxing on Crow's stream?
I think somebody accused it of that. I don't know if Salvo was actually on there or not. I think that's what somebody said, though. I do know that, like, somebody...
I think that's what somebody said, though.
...did dox me multiple times on Crow's Judgment stream.
Okay, I don't know anything about Crow. I don't watch Crow, so I don't care. I don't know, like, what they're talking about.
I thought it was shitty.
I don't care, but I thought it was shitty. Somebody accused him. Crow responded to this, by the way, who I don't like. He said, if anybody has contact with the Flaming Fig, tell him I want to know when it happened and who did it. Salvo has never been on our channel. Sin has come on to Rip Flamenco, but I have zero clue what this asshole's dox is. So that's Crow's statement. And I even asked Salvo myself, like, if this ever happened. He said never been on Crow's stream, never spoken to Crow, and never doxed him. Where was he getting this from? No clue. I heard about this the same time you did on your show.
With all things considered, even though I believe that Flamenco is innocent in this situation with the Kino Casino, if he applied his own broken logic to himself, I don't know if he'd say the same.
Possible from the dark web, guys. We've ordered a child from the dark web. Even my girlfriend came from the dark web, guys. But during all of these dark web videos, I've noticed that there has actually been slaves for sale on the dark web, guys. Actual slaves that people can buy to do everything for them.
I'm looking to train a slave online, maybe offline, in the very far away future.
The like button right now. Let's hit 40,000 likes. This is gonna be crazy, guys. Normally they take slaves and do horrible things to them, guys.
Bondage, a slight bit of pain,
just a slight bit,
orgasm control and chastity, humiliation, and a lot of other. Wait, am I reading?
Okay,
is me reading this post turning you on?
But these slaves are from the dark web, guys, so we do not know if this is safe. So I got my boy FlamencoTV with me. What's poppin', bro?
What's good, J Nation? This is gonna be insane because honestly, I do not support slavery at all. And whoever doing this is really bad, and they should be put up in jail, guys. That's why me and Jay are gonna save one of their lives.
I guess I'll get that out of the way too. I've never taken anything up the butt.
Never taken anything up the ass. You've never wanted to take anything up the ass.
I did date a girl that like asked if she could stick her finger up my butt like once. No. And that was not it. That was a no-go.
You tried it at least. You were like, it's not for me.
Yeah.
Tried it.
Yeah, I tried it, but I did not like it.
We already got the dark web website pulled up right now where you can buy real-life slaves. We're gonna choose one right now and save his life, guys.
Okay, all jokes aside, let's be a little bit more serious.
Flamenco! It's Joey from Joey's World Tour! Thank you for watching my channel. Your amigo, Unseen, want me to give you this big old shout out. And supposedly the word on the street is your porn history was leaked online and you're embarrassed about
Maybe not that serious. Flamenco is someone for who a long time has pigeonholed himself as a traditional kind of guy, one above the degeneracy that is so common in the online world. But in reality, that could not be farther from the truth, as we would come to find out when Flamenco's porn history ended up on the website Kiwi Farms. This includes history from such websites as ehentai.net, hentaifoundry.com, Kik, Reddit, DeviantArt, and Pornhub. One of the highlights of this leak was a multiple paragraph long Reddit post that Flamenco had written in order to find a quote-unquote slave. The added stinger of this already incredibly funny post was at the very end.
PSS, I've recently been curious of the idea on switching. Any dom ladies out there want to chat with me, feel more than welcome.
Yeah. I'm glad that didn't go anywhere. I'm very glad that didn't go anywhere.
So, let's talk about that, right? What did you mean by...
I think it means what it says.
Oh, okay, let's just go down the list. You know, pegging?
No, definitely
No,
not.
no.
Why are we doing a checklist?
I'm just curious. I mean, I'm just asking questions. You know?
Now, in defense of Flamenco, I'm pretty sure his Pornhub history is fake for a couple of reasons. Number 1, the videos viewed in the time that Flamenco claims to remember being on Pornhub, being 4 to 5 years ago, all seem somewhat normal. However, after a long period of inactivity on the account, the watch history began to be filled up with videos pertaining to fisting, cuckolding, and other degenerate fetishes. The most likely explanation, in my opinion, is that some trolls got into his account and filled up the watch history quickly with a bunch of strange videos to troll him someday, but likely forgot about it. I was looking at all that porn history. I'm pretty sure that the Pornhub history is fake. I believe you on that.
Yeah, it definitely was. Like, I have the fucking email from the thing that says that, like, your account's, like, password's been changed to some IP in, like, fucking, some, like, country or whatever. I showed that to Worski and shit, so I don't know. But, you know, it is what it is.
Yeah, but even without looking into it like that, you can see, like, on the history, it's, like, from, like, 5 years ago, it's, like, relatively normal, and then just it cuts off, and then 1 year ago...
I don't even think there is, like, history from, like, 5 years ago. I think it's just, like,
yeah,
the one, like... Is there?
Yeah, there's, like, a little bit from 5 years ago, but it's, like, relatively normal, and then, like...
Because, like, everything that people were going over was, like, the pro-life shit.
Yeah, it stops, and then, like, as soon as, like, it hits, like, 1 year ago, all of the prolapse shit starts, and that's when you can tell, and it's all from, like, the same account, too. Like, it's, like, two accounts.
People make shit up, and, you know, no one, you know, fucking cares, and, you know.
My second reason is that in this situation, Flamenco admits to something far worse. The script here said something about soprano? Let me look it up. Okay. The Sopranos is an American crime drama television series created by... nah, that can't be right. The soprano saxophone is a high-register variety of the saxophone, a woodwind instrument invented in the... No, this can't be right either. Oh, wait, it's boy soprano? Okay, let me look that up. A boy soprano is a young male singer with an unchanged voice in the soprano range, a range that is often still called the... No, this can't be right either. Oh, that's what it is. Boy Soprano is an 180-page hentai which features a 15-year-old boy having sex with his adoptive mother. This is something that Flamenco has admitted to jerking off to. Now, he has claimed that the main character of this hentai is not 15 and is quote-unquote a college twink.
Thing is, the hard thing with that is, like, oh, you always gotta look at the tags, bro. The second I see Shota or Loli, I'm out. There's a lot of MILF hentai with Shotas, and I just know. That shit just, I'm just like, why?
That's the one thing Flam should have done right there.
To be fair, like, I think most people have agreed it's just like a twink or whatever.
No,
I don't.
It is that sometimes. It is that sometimes, and not most.
Don't put words into my mouth.
This is completely false, as seen in these two screenshots from pages 3 and 173. Now, Flam's first line of defense in this situation is to say that the tags are fake because the user added, which, well, doesn't really matter since it's confirmed that the main character is a 15-year-old boy.
Obviously, I called you on Discord, and, you know, your explanation to me was that anybody can edit or change or add or remove
tags. Yeah, tags are user added onto that site.
Right, and then you screen shared and you pulled up a random manga and you added random tags to it immediately.
His second line of defense is to say that his fans have read through the hentai and determined that there is no children, which we've already determined to be false.
And, like, apparently multiple people have taken it upon themselves to verify this fact. I didn't fucking ask them to do it, but... like, multiple people have said, yeah, that's not what's in this thing.
He would later echo this second defense in future streams, saying pretty much, my fans say I'm in the clear, so how could I be wrong? This defense is carefully worded to not actually deny the accusation, but still give people the impression that he's in the right. Now, I had a conversation with Flamenco on Doc on the Radio's stream about this subject, and his answers to my questions were very strange. First, I asked Flamenco what his defense to jerking off to Boy Soprano was, and he replied by saying that they had big-breasted dommy mommies, which was not a very helpful answer. What is your, like, defense on, like, Boy Soprano? Because, like, I've seen you in other streams, you'll, like, say, like, this is why I brought up
big-breasted dommy mommies.
I then clarified, asking about the 15-year-old boy, and he replied by saying that other people have looked into it, and there's no Loli or Shota in the hentai. But, like, with the kid, though, what about that?
People have already said it's not lolly or Shota shit. So again, like, I don't know. People are chimping out about chimping out stuff. I don't know.
I then clarified again, saying that the kid was 15, and here Flamenco changes his answer, stating that he didn't know at the time, plus he's not cool with it now, plus it was 10 years ago. He would have been around 23 at the time, by the way.
But man, it is. The kid is 15 years old.
Okay, and I didn't know that until, like, people were pointing it out, so I don't know, dude.
So you admit to that, though, right?
Sure, 10 years ago, and I'm not, like, cool with it now, and I said so much already, so I don't know what the gotcha is.
In this line of discussion, Flamenco beats around the bush and uses the "people told me so" excuse again, and when pushed, he eventually caves. Keep in mind that for months, Flamenco has tried to brush off this topic to multiple different people on multiple different live streams. Flamenco has done such an incredible amount of beating around the bush when it comes to this subject, and I'm just glad that I finally have an answer. Let's just make this 100% clear. Flamenco did jerk off to a drawing of a 15-year-old boy. This is undeniable based off of our current information, and he even admitted to it in a conversation that I had with him. And what was the result of all this? Absolutely nothing.
I was ever friends with Flamenco. Okay, first off, I think he'll agree with me on this. I've only talked to him on occasion. Okay, so, like, I don't think I'm ever gonna have him on again.
And if evidence comes out that there was lolicon or anything of the sort, I mean, obviously that's an instant disavow from me.
Definitely.
And
definitely.
I'm just be real. I'm not gonna want to have you.
No, I got you. I got you, dude. I 100% got you.
A few moments later.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
What's up? You know anything about gay sex?
No.
Yeah, you definitely know.
Except for Gotchi. That's the only real. And on the other side of that, fuck PPP, fuck Godwinson, fuck Salvo. By the way, I think Salvo like went on the Crows of Judgment's thing and apparently doxed me in front of like 38 people.
Whoa.
I just want to make it clear that in this video, I am not calling Flamenco a pedophile. That is up for your own interpretation. However, I do have one thing to say.
Hey, Flamenco, leave them kids alone.
This is a parody of the Pink Floyd song, Another Brick in the Wall, commissioned from a YouTuber named Mike the Bike by another YouTuber, Salvo Pancakes, who is well known for trolling Flamenco. Just to be clear, this song was in no way making a serious accusation of pedophilia. This was a comedic song that was meant to be played on Salvo's livestream while Salvo smokes 2 cigarettes and fumbles around with his lighter. Clearly not something to be taken seriously. Well, how do you think Flamenco responded to this?
It's not a perceived slight. The dude literally made a song calling me a pedophile. For a guy who constantly goes on to other people's streams calling me a pedophile for 0 reason. So, no, sorry, oh, no. That's not a really funny joke. You're just a piece of shit, and, yeah, you go fuck yourself. I'm gonna continue to call you a piece of shit now. Mike the Bike made a song for Salvo Pancakes calling me a pedophile. And, as a result, I've told him he's no longer welcome in any of my streams. Oh, now he's like DMing me. It's like it was a fucking joke. Yeah, dude, hey, I'm gonna call you a pedophile. Oh, that's just a joke. That's just a joke. Isn't that silly? Yo, fuck you, faggot. Are you fucking kidding me? Is there something mentally fucking wrong with you? Are you retarded? Are you actually retarded? Is there something, like, mentally wrong with your brain? Were you dropped on your fucking head, Mike? Is there something, like, absolutely fucked in the head with you on that? Yeah, oh, it's a funny joke. Go fuck yourself, dude. Go fuck yourself.
Yep, not surprising in the slightest. This meltdown is especially funny when you take into account that Flamenco has previously expressed support for a creator named MC Jarbo, who is well known for making comedic songs with far more inflammatory lyrics than anything Salvo or Mike have ever made, such as a song joking that Matt Jarbo owns the copyright to CP, a song joking that Ethan Ralph is the kingpin of a pedo ring, and nearly a minute-long skit depicting Matt Jarbo raping a baby. And even this skit was followed by a whole song joking about Matt raping kids. Just to be clear, these songs are also not serious, and I find most of them quite funny as a matter of fact, but this just goes to illustrate the point that Flamenco is a massive hypocrite. Flamenco has also been seen making jokes about Vosh raping horses, which I find quite ironic given the current circumstances. Flamenco would later go on to have 5 debates about this song, and in my opinion, he lost all 5 of them. In these debates, he went on to make several strange points. Point 1. He stated that Augie has a double standard because if the same song was made about another YouTuber named Big B, who was also accused of pedophilia, he would have a different reaction.
And like the other thing is like I don't like specifically with this, like would you guys be so laissez-faire if somebody like made a song calling Big B a pedophile?
This is very much false. Whenever Technical's video discussing Big B was released, Augie disagreed with Technical's points, but he acknowledged that the skits in the video were the best part and stated that to get mad at them, you would be getting pissy and moralizing.
Now, let's get my real opinion on these skits. What is my actual real opinion on these skits? I think they're funny as fuck. Honestly, I thought the skits were the best part of the video, okay? But if we want to moralize and get pissy over jokes, I can do the same thing too, all right? I can fucking flip on my, I can flip off my comedy switch and say that, oh, this is really wrong. You are saying mean things about Zaptai that weren't true or something like that. Just like how we can do the same thing with my fucking Ludwig clip. 2 can play the same game, all right?
Point 2. Flamenco claims that MC Jarbo's songs never directly called or insinuated that Ethan Ralph is a pedophile.
You endorse MC Jarbo doing the same thing with Ralph.
MC Jarbo never called Ralph a pedophile.
I'm very sure he did in one of his songs, did he not?
No, he didn't. No, he didn't.
At least he implied it.
No, he implied that Faith was, like, extremely young for Ralph.
If you have ever heard any of MC Jarbo's songs, then you would immediately know that he's lying. MC Jarbo's songs have much more offensive and inflammatory jokes in their lyrics than Mike's song. Let's go over every single MC Jarbo song, just to show how much of a hypocrite and liar Flam is.
Monday match!
Persephone Retro Funky Lie Too Much remix. This song jokes about Matt Jarbo being a necrophile. Fuck 'em Dead. This song jokes about Matt being a rapist and a necrophile. My Girlfriend's Daughter. This song jokes about Matt not being the father of his child and jokes about him cutting himself. Let Me Be Your Dad. Again, this song jokes about Matt not being the father of his child. Fuck 'em Dead 2. This song jokes about Matt being a pedophile. Steam Cleaner and I'll Be Honest. These songs joke about Matt being a cuck and his wife being unfaithful. Aliens. This song jokes about Matt being racist and whipping Mexicans. Uber Eats. This song jokes about Matt disposing of babies in Uber Eats meals. Ice Cream Truck. This song jokes about Matt kidnapping, raping, and killing kids. Go With Jesus. This song also jokes about Matt raping and killing kids. Dear Matt. This song jokes about Matt's kids not being his own, and about Matt keeping his zen, if you know what I mean. Fuck Yo Girl. This song again jokes about Matt being a pedophile. OnlyFans Damage. This song jokes about iDubbbz being a DMCA abuser. Better Than Me. This song jokes about Andy Warski owning CP. It also jokes about Ethan Ralph and Matt being pedophiles. Wiggum. This song jokes about Ralph being a pedophile. Money and Drink. This song also jokes about Ralph being a pedophile. World's Best Dad. This song jokes about Ralph being a rapist. You Don't Know Me. This song jokes about Ralph being a pedophile in literally its first verse. Heaven and Hell. This song also jokes about Ralph being a pedophile. 5'1". This song makes yet another pedophilia joke at Ralph's expense. Cuck City. Comparatively, this song is pretty tame with its joking accusations. World's Best Dad 2. This song is just a demo and so far is also somewhat tame. Lay Down. This song, yet again, jokes about Ralph being a pedophile. Kingpin. This song jokes about Ralph being a rapist, and, ironically, jokes about Flamenco keeping his sister hostage in his basement.
Flamenco, I see now why your ass is single. It's simple, your sister's in the basement screaming, let me go, I got no time.
As you can clearly see, nearly every single song that MC Jarbo has ever produced has some kind of joke based off of untrue allegations. If these jokes were actual allegations, then that would be pretty messed up. However, they're just jokes and not meant to be taken seriously, just like Mike's song.
Okay, so, like, it's okay when people call it as long as it's a joke?
Yes. After being shown some lyrics from the song Heaven and Hell on Augie's stream, Flamenco walks back his claim, stating that he was only ignorant and didn't realize that MC Jarbo made inflammatory jokes about Ralph.
Okay, here's some lyrics from MC Jarbo. As the kingpin of the fucking pedo ring, I'm from the Bible Belt. I get the kids young. and I got my own church.
This is ridiculous. He called him a pedophile.
Okay, he did.
He definitely did.
I believe that it is impossible that Flam did not know what kind of jokes MC Jarbo made, because literally every single full song that MC Jarbo has ever made about Ralph has called him either a pedophile or a rapist, and sometimes both. Flamenco also makes a specific reference to the song Better Than Me on Augie's stream, which, I'll remind you, makes pedophile jokes about Ralph, Warski, and Mundane Matt.
Wasn't like the whole point of the song like about how he's like the fucking Memphis pedo or something with Faith or something, and you know, I don't know.
Well, he makes like he makes direct allusions to like barely legal, so I don't know.
Well, I mean that would kind of insinuate like pedophilia, right?
I guess it's time for me to be deemed Ralph sticking his wing and barely legal teen.
A few moments later.
I heard this motherfucker. You think Ralph wants to fuck little kids like he can't do it better than me nowadays?
Keep in mind that this is the only song about Ralph that uses the term barely legal. Point 3. Flamenco claims that Mike the Bike was backstabbing him.
Whereas, like, with you, like, we've never had, like, any sort of beef before, so suddenly you making a song calling me a pedophile seems a little bit like a stab in the back.
Before this drama, Mike and Flam were nowhere near friends and at most neutral to each other. There is no way that you could backstab someone that you're not even friends with to begin with.
Friendly is the correct term, but neutral is a more correct term. Like, if you look at our DMs, before our argument, the only other two DMs between us is me sending you my new Twitter, which we never followed each other on, and me sending you the, what was it? The Hassan Piker song, which you never reacted to. So, like, we didn't really have any sort of history other than us being cordial with each other. So
Yeah, that's why I never said friends. I said friendly.
Right, but if I'm totally neutral with you, I don't see how it's a betrayal in any sense of the form.
Point number 4. Flamenco claims to Augie that Salvo Pancakes ripping apart a Sonic doll is a death threat towards him and should not be tolerated.
So I'm curious, like, this is like open season now. Anybody can say that they want to kill somebody live on air like that?
Do you think this clip is serious, Flamenco?
No, but does that mean that like people are able to just do that whenever they want now?
Do you know what he's about to do?
Yeah, he stabs himself in the hand like a fucking retard.
This is what he does. He fucking rips up the Sonic doll. Do you think this is like this violates some like grounds of internet ethics?
No, I'm just saying that if it were like anybody else and they were saying that they wanted to kill somebody, it would probably be handled a little bit different.
Okay, this is the most outrageous point of them all. Flamenco is someone who's propped himself up as someone who supports edgy jokes, but he completely moralizes over a harmless joke that Salvo made about Sonic the Hedgehog, thinking it was about him. He alludes to this kind of joke not being okay in the community, which I find hilarious. He then gets destroyed by Augie.
No, it wouldn't. Everybody would laugh, and anybody that would get upset at that would be a fucking idiot, right? Like, that's what people would say. What do you mean? Dude, are you good? Like, you've lost it. Like, what the fuck? It's just like, what?
Okay, I'm, like, confused. Like, so he's just... You're cool with anybody in your chat saying that they want to kill somebody?
Yes, I don't give a fuck.
Okay.
I don't care, and you don't care either. You used to not care, but now you care when it's against you. Now you care when it's against you.
No.
Let's be clear. Even if this joke by Salvo was actually directed at Flamenco, it still wouldn't matter. Making jokes about killing people you dislike on the internet is so commonplace that iDubbbz even did it to Keemstar in his Content Cop.
And I've never said this unironically, but I think this will be the first time I actually say it unironically and mean it. Kill yourself.
Normally, Keemstar would put big-time criminals like you in jail, but I have a different plan for you, Keem cunt.
Later on Doc on the radio stream, he had to admit that he didn't look at the context before getting upset at Salvo over his Sonic joke.
Flamenco,
I want to, I guess, like start this off because I hadn't seen that. Like, I hadn't seen the context of it. I was just going based off of like, you know, that clip, and that clip, like when shown to like other people that aren't familiar at all with Salvo, is like, what the fuck is going on with this like deranged lunatic? What the fuck?
Real good look for you, buddy. Flam continued to take a bunch of random pot shots at Nick Diorio, such as saying he was buddy-buddy with Zoom, which I'll remind you is the guy who doxed him, and making jokes saying that Nick is a Destiny clone, which I don't know if I would be making that joke if I were you, Flamenco. On June 15th, Augie RFC started up a stream in which he goes over most of the previous Flamenco drama and completely obliterates Flam on all cylinders.
Needless to say, I won't be bringing on Flamenco on stream anytime soon, because I obviously don't trust this guy anymore, given how comfortable he is lying about people and himself. The guy is delusional, and I've tried to explain to him, even up to yesterday afternoon. But well, you know how the old saying goes. You can't teach an old dog new tricks.
And what was his response? Amazing. Overall, this situation was a complete shit show on Flamenco's side, ending up with him trending on Twitter and being laughed at by PPP, Ethan Ralph, and even Matt Jarbo.
Well, yeah, like I said, I just don't get Flamenco. I don't understand. It's so fucking weird. It's so fucking weird, and there's just so much weird shit there. You know, I saw the Augie video where he did like Augie's out there writing manifestos and shit on this guy at this point because of the fucking shit that he's doing.
And Augie liked him a lot and was like,
he treated him like a little retarded brother. You know, like he was it's a Big Brother program and he was the sped in the group. You know what I mean? But
yeah,
like I don't know what the fuck the guy's issue is.
This drama even got to the point where Flamenco had to take a break from the internet. He posted a message on his community tab saying that he was getting ready to move and trying to fix his sleep schedule, but as we would find out, that was a lie too. The real reason he took a break, as we would soon see in leaked DMs to Augie, is that his girlfriend is mad at him over the drama, and he doesn't like being compared to Ethan Ralph.
And I'm sorry, but I can't let Flamenco lie about this. This is DMs from me yesterday. Why is this the hell you want to kill your reputation? And I just don't understand it. Flam says you've been consistent on it, though, and I appreciate it. I don't know, I just get defensive on the pedo shit. I had like a big fight with my girlfriend on it and shit. I've already decided to go on break. It's not something that can be argued with rashly, not with Nick's audience. Flam is now Ralph, sticks despite no doxing, no revenge porn, and no flagging. These people legit cannot be reasoned with, so I'm just gonna stop trying. And I legit appreciate you during all this, man. You know what I don't appreciate you? Not being fucking honest with anything. Why would you sit here and say that you're taking a break because you're moving, when that's obviously not what the fucking issue is? You're panicked. You're frustrated. And you just won't take a fucking L on a situation where there's no possible way you can come around on this. You are objectively wrong.
I have noticed, though, that someone has been noticeably absent throughout this situation. Let's talk about Xanderhal. And finally, here we are. This, to my knowledge, is the most deranged thing that Flamenco has done in his entire online career. Now, Xanderhal is a left-leaning political YouTuber that also covers topics relating to the commentary community. He is also someone who, for whatever reason, Flamenco loves to fuck with, whether it be creating alt accounts on Discord to message him, or speculating about his personal life in the BreadTube Kiwi Farms thread. For whatever reason, Flamenco just hates this guy, and when he heard that Xanderhal was planning on making a video on him after his recent blowup discussing VTuber news, he decided to take drastic measures. You see, Flamenco had some harebrained conspiracy theories. A theory that Xanderhal's bills were being paid by his mother.
This guy doesn't make a whole lot of money on the internet, but he has rent that is like upwards of $1,600 a month. My personal theory is that he is not subsidizing his own income through work or anything, and that he is largely paying his rent through his parents floating his rent bill.
And another theory that Xanderhal was lying about having an abusive relationship with his mom.
Now, he has a very interesting history with his parents. He has a very interesting history with his mother, specifically. This guy has gone on record saying that his mom was mentally and physically abusive towards him. He even went so far as to say that his mother, through the I guess the nature of living in a gated community and not allowing him to leave, I don't know how that would work, was holding him at gunpoint because the gated community had a armed security like force that was on that in that like gated community.
On a stream one night, he put these two theories together and hatched a plan to ruin Xanderhal. He planned to write an email to Xanderhal's mom telling her about how her son had been telling stories of their abusive relationship on stream, all for the purpose of hurting Xander's relationship with his mother, with the end goal of getting him evicted from his residence, by way of his mom no longer financially supporting him.
I'm wondering, should I send his mom all this nasty stuff that he said about her? It really makes you think. It really makes you think. All I would be doing is I would be sending information about his mom, or about him and what he said about his mom to his mom. Now, I don't know. I'm just spitballing because, like, you know, he's contemplating ways of how to sabotage me. I'm just contemplating ways that I could fucking ruin him, you know?
To the average person, this sounds completely insane. Trying to get someone evicted and jobless over stupid internet beef is clearly crossing the line. But to Flamenco, he doesn't even consider this harassment.
All you've done is fucking be annoying in his DMs and stream snipe him. I don't really think that that's harassment, right? But if you like fucking email his mom and fucking send him like
personally, I don't think that's harassment either. But
I think it's like a lower tier form of harassment. I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world, but I mean, it's definitely beyond the scale of normalcy. I would say. I don't know.
This is, by the way, coming from the same guy who had previously criticized Ethan Ralph for engaging in quote-unquote life ruination.
I will say this. Like with the Gator shit, like threatening to go and like fuck with Gator IRL, try to get him fired, try to get him kicked out of school and everything like that. Him doing this sort of cosigns like really fucked up shit.
This situation gets even more insane when we realize that this whole scheme that Flamenco concocted to ruin Xanderhal, most likely if carried out, wouldn't have done anything considering that she already most likely knew what Xanderhal was saying about her.
Now, I've been very open about this on my channel, and I've been open about it towards my own mom. Yeah, I did have some abusive aspects of my childhood growing up. My mom and I have some serious problems because of that. But we're working through them, and while things can be tough sometimes, nothing that I've talked about on stream pales in comparison, okay? It all pales in comparison to what I've said to my mom to her face, okay? It's family. Family is brutally honest. Family is complicated. It was really bizarre when he went on this weird, deranged tirade about my finances and me lying about my mom being abusive for pity donations as if she doesn't know about my online presence.
So this scheme by Flamenco, even if properly carried out, would have only resulted in a minor annoyance to Xanderhal's mom. Seriously, how stupid can you be to not even fact-check your life ruination scheme? Flamenco had every intention to go ahead with the idea, but had to be talked down from doing it by his chat, which, by the way, is notorious for mostly siding with him and stroking his massive ego every chance they get.
So I thank you guys for your input. I think that is the correct decision, though, to not actually go after this person like that unless they go after me first. I think that's a very fair way to go about it. Use it as a trap card? No, it's not as a trap card. It's just like I get to bludgeon him if he does something stupid.
Due to his chat, Flamenco decided to only go through with this plan after Xanderhal made the first move by making a video about him. He attempts to claim that this is not an ultimatum, despite literally being an ultimatum. He then had to be talked down from doing that by Augie after he explains how insane he sounds in this whole situation.
Alright, Flamenco.
Yes.
What are you doing with this life ruination shit? What's going on here?
I don't even think it's life ruination.
Well, explain to me what you want to do.
I want to send a letter to his mother about all the really insane, nasty shit that he said about her, and like the screenshots and even video evidence of.
Wait, you want to send his mom shit that he said about his mom?
Yeah.
Why? No, that's insane.
One, because he's like trying to, well, this is one I'm not gonna do unless he actually like really like goes in nasty on me, you know what I mean?
Dude, his whole narrative on you is that you're like insane. Like, why would you feed into that?
I don't think I'm feeding into it.
Yeah, you absolutely are, dude. That's insane. Nobody like reasonable does. Like, you don't think so? You're literally You're snitching him out to his mom. Like, how petty does this get? Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
He ends up conceding to Augie with one of his most classic lines.
Because he's gonna make a video about you, just make a video about him back.
Okay, fair enough.
He then later goes on Augie's stream for what I can only assume is damage control to talk with Augie about the situation. In this stream, he lies right to Augie's face by saying that he was always going to send the email in retaliation, and when confronted by Augie about his lie, he says that he misspoke.
Save it for after he makes his attempt? Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I'm
So this person says save it for after he makes an attempt, and you're like, yeah, maybe. Which leads me to think that you wanted to do it before an attempt was made, right?
Yeah, definitely.
But you're telling me that you were only gonna do it in retaliation.
Yeah, I was kind of walking back from that, I think.
Then why didn't you tell me, like, just now that you planned to do this at the start, then chat made you walk back I'll do it to retaliation, and then I came in and I made you walk it back completely.
I thought that this threat was enough to warrant it.
But
and then I was sort of walking back while I was talking with chat.
Flamenco, what I'm saying is, I just asked you right now if you were planning on doing this, in period, or just as a retaliation move, right? And you told me retaliation, but we're watching the video right now, and the chat is telling you only do it in retaliation, and you're like, yeah, sure.
Listen, I was.
Are you lying?
Walking,
I don't understand.
I was. My mindset was like walking back and forth from that like throughout the entire night.
But are you lying to me right now?
No.
Then why did you tell me that you always planned in retaliation when that's obviously not the case?
I misspoke then, I'm sorry.
You okay. All right.
Yeah.
But some of you might say, why does this whole situation matter? He didn't even end up doing it, and even if he did, nothing would have come of it. If his chat and Augie weren't there to talk him down, in my opinion, he 100% would have gone through with it, and even if it wouldn't have really affected Xanderhal all too much, the intent was still there to fuck up his life despite the outcome. Overall, this was one of the worst things to come out of Flamenco, and it definitely should have put up some red flags about this guy. This whole thing shows validity to Xanderhal's whole narrative about how Flam is an insane stalker, and while I don't really know whether I'd consider his behavior stalking or not, I'd definitely say that he sounds like an insane person. And to Xanderhal, I wish you better luck and better women. Flamenco is someone that never ceases to surprise me with his stupidity. Nearly every single situation he gets himself into always ends up hurting him in the end. He had to constantly run to Augie for his approval after every time he got into a bit of controversy. Overall, he's honestly kind of pathetic, and I think every situation that I've brought up in this video can clearly show that. I would like to give a huge shout out to everyone who contributed to the creation of this video, such as Salvo Pancakes, Crows of Judgment, Junkie is Tired, and Xanderhal for contributing information, Mike the Bike for giving me permission to use his wonderful music, and Doc on the Radio for giving me the chance to talk to Flamenco on his live stream, and thank you to everyone who made it this far in the video. This video took me a while to make, and it's been in the works even before the whole fiasco of Flam's history being released. This video was originally just going to focus on the allegations equals evidence debate, the Xanderhal incident, and how boring his streams are, but, I mean, as you can see, this video has expanded a lot as Flamenco just won't stop fucking up. I will be going live sometime after the release of this video to discuss this video and my previous two that I've released before, so if you'd like to see that, you can tune in. Also, if the second half of this video sounds a little weird, I recorded the first half before I got my wisdom teeth pulled, and the second half afterwards. I will leave you all with this wonderful clip.
So as a joke, I went to my friend's house wearing Pecора's wig and clothes. I could barely stop my laughter as he went red as a tomato and looked at me from head to toe with a bit of drool in his mouth. The way he stared made MDE feel a bit funny too, but I decided to tease him more by taking off my clothes. He asked me, "Are you serious?" And I said, "Yup, Pico." He went silent for what seemed like forever, so I asked him, "What's the matter, Pico?" He said he's confused, but then his boner got really hard, which made me take off his clothes. I didn't expect him to scream. I expected him to scream, "Stop," as I kissed and stroked his cock. But he instead shouted,
"Oh God, Pakora," which made me get a boner myself. Before I knew it, I was blowing him for the first time till he came. His semen was so thick. It got stuck inside my throat no matter how hard I swallowed. He then said, "I want to fuck you now." And seeing that we were already gone that far and we were both naked, I obliged. A few hours later, the jerk went all pale and said to me, "Why did we do that? Now I'm not fucking straight." But he still looked so cute, all confused like that, so I took pity on him and reassured him, wiping his cum off my face, saying, "Let's just pretend I'm still Pakora."
I love ladyboys. Donate IR. Donate so I can IRL stream a Thailand penis safari.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna lie,
I'm not gonna lie,
I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna lie.
I'll be honest with you guys. I'll be honest with you guys.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna lie,
I'm not gonna lie.
Not gonna lie, I'm not gonna lie, you guys. I'll be honest with you guys. I'll be honest with you guys.